What's poppin' knights? It's OnoKage, otherwise known as the King, and I come to you with another exciting part 2. What if Naruto was in the Avatar universe? So, before we get into this part, I just want to say, Jesus Christ, what is with YouTube Shorts? Why are they so popular? Okay, other than that, not much more I want to say, other than listen to the Listen to the Tanjiro song, please. I really liked it. I worked really hard on it, and I think that you're gonna like it too. But enough of that. Let's get to the recap. Last time on Avatar, the Avatar gang was headed to the Crescent Moon Island to see the Avatar Temple. But the journey was fraught with many difficulties, namely Commander Zhao and Zuko. They were assaulted on both sides by firebenders, the sages, and their armies. Where Naruto does what ninjas do best and creates a distraction, creating a rift between Commander Zhao. As they reach the temple, they are assaulted by the sages, as well as Prince Zuko and Iroh, who captured the Avatar. Except for Naruto, who taps into the fox's power, losing his control, falls to the rage inside, only brought back by Katara and Iroh. Iroh, who has a familiar connection with the boy, bringing Naruto's hearts to peace. Seeing Naruto's power, Zhao wants to make him a weapon for the Fire Nation, but Iroh convinces him not to. At least not for now. The gang then leaves, as does Zhao, Iroh, and Zuko, just to lick their wounds. We continue to explore the differences in the Avatar world with Naruto's inclusion. Some things are easier, some more difficult. How will the world continue to change? How about we find out? Let's get into it! Woo! Don't have time to waste, the king is into beast mode. Your ninjas better hide away before I try the beast mob. Not to win this fairy tale, I got the heat flow. Back the lead in the trunks, I got the heat dome. Got the flow going crazy, that's a shuttle clone. I switch it up and interchange, and yeah, that's how the story goes. Sharingan or Rinnegan, pick one. Either way, you'll stay gone, cause bygones ain't bygones. Then in my hand, make your all go and run. If I just pull that rock, you are so stay like a Picasso. These hands is napalm. Fuck around and find out what I breathe with the sample. Something with the greats, like an ape, you a prince. Oh, I'm a king, what you tell me when no prince? Dude got the knife right behind me in the back. Dude gonna fall down when the dogs attack. Oh, like you know, see I'm the leader of the pack. So what you lay down, bitch, pay respect. The gang is flying on Appa's back, and Aang is pacing back and forth, till Sokka yells, "Would you sit down? If we hit a bump, you'll fly off of Appa." And Aang yells, "I can't stop thinking about what Avatar Roku said. If I don't master the elements by the end of the summer, the world is doomed." Sokka then jokes, "Well, you've mastered airbending, and that only took you about 100 years, so..." Aang begins to panic when Katara grabs him, saying, "We're still heading to the North Pole, but how about I teach you some of what I know, and we can move on from there." Naruto then stands up yelling, "That's a great idea, because you both need training. All of you do." Naruto's mind is still racing from what the fox told him. He's uncharacteristically stern as he says this. He stares at the three, frustrated, and Aang asks him what's wrong, but Naruto just turns his back to them, not wanting them to see his face, as he states, "That last mission went horrible. If Kakashi-sensei was here, he'd be pissed. You three got captured. You could have been burned alive. I lost control and could have killed you. If we're gonna save the world, or whatever it is you guys need to do, we need to get stronger." The three are hushed, but Naruto's right. They can't argue. Aang then looks over Appa and he sees a huge body of water, and they decide to train there. As they land, Sokka complains, "So what am I going to do?" And Naruto tells him, "Oh, we're gonna train too. Last time, both of you got caught too easy. If Katara's gonna train with Aang, you're training with me, Sokka." Sokka groans. "Wait, so while they have fun playing in water, we have to go and work up a sweat?" Naruto smiles, throwing something green at Sokka. It lands on his head. He grabs it and looks at it, saying, "A jumpsuit? What for?" "You're complaining about sweating. This is a breathable material, so you shouldn't sweat so much. Bashir Brow Sensei said so himself, so let's get going. We can warm up by running a few laps around this lake." Sokka groans while dropping the jumpsuit on the ground As he follows Naruto during the run, Katara is practicing with Aang as she shows him some simple tricks that she's learned, like pulling and pushing the water. Aang picks them up quick, and real quick. Much to Katara's frustration, Naruto notices, as they finish their second lap, he questions Sokka. So, is that what waterbending really is? Sokka is gasping for air as he answers, yeah, it's like water magic, but Katara's new, so she's not very good at it yet. At that second, Sokka is hit by a small wave of water, knocking him down off of his feet. He yells, what was that for? And Katara laughs, saying, you look tired from all that running. I was just trying to help. Naruto walks up to her and Aang as he asks, did you guys make any progress? Katara looks frustrated, but Aang is very cheerful, saying, yeah, Katara's a great teacher. Katara forces a smile as she states, yeah, but I think we've trained enough for today. I don't really know much more. Naruto looks frustrated. He's going to yell, that's the purpose of the training. But Aang scratches the back of his head as he starts to look embarrassed and says, yeah, plus, I kinda washed away all our supplies. Naruto's jaw hits the floor as Sokka yells, way to go! That was most of our food and supplies. Naruto starts to tear up as Katara says, hey, Naruto, it's not that bad. We can always restock. Tears in Naruto's eyes as he punches the ground, and Sokka notes that this is the saddest he thinks he's ever seen Naruto. Aang bends down and says, hey, you still have your ninja bag full of all your tools, right, Naruto? Shaky Naruto says, yeah, but the most important thing that I owned was in my backpack. Sokka asks, what was it, Naruto? And Naruto says, my instant ramen. I had my favorite flavors, pork, beef, and chasu. Aang places his hand on Naruto's shoulders. You know, they have ramen in the Earth Kingdom. Plus there's a town nearby, they might have some. Naruto smiles, snot still dripping from his nose. Katara then forces a smile as she says, let's go. As they reach the town, Aang is stopped by a trader who says, you four, I can tell by your clothes that you're world travelers. Come into our shop. We're sure to have some curios to interest you. Naruto runs up, do you sell ramen? The man thinks for a second before stating, we might. They walk into the store and explore the shop, and Sokka is taken back by their weapons. He begins to explore, as Naruto, Katara, and Aang are looking for food and supplies. Katara sees a scroll bearing the mark of the Water Tribe. She looks at it and says, guys, look! It's an authentic waterbending scroll. She looks inside and sees that it has forms, things that she can practice on to make her waterbending better, so she can help Aang too. Naruto looks at it too, and he notes, hey, it's kind of like the scroll I learned Shadow Clone Jutsu from. But Katara, do you know what it's not? Food! Naruto snatches the scroll from her and places back a scroll. Naruto then begins to walk around the store looking for ramen. When he decides that he can't find any, he's irritated. But Aang found a bison whistle that he buys from the pirates. And as they finish the transaction, Katara really wants to leave. Naruto decides that he's already irritated enough, so yeah, he decides to go with her. As they leave the shop, they hear a trader yell at them, hey, you, come back! Katara then looks scared as she stands behind Sokka. Naruto gets ready to fight as he holds his hands out for the Shadow Clone Jutsu. He yells at them, I'm already irritated enough as is, so you guys better start talking. The pirate then throws a set of throwing knives at Naruto, forcing him to grab his kunai and deflect them all, as he yells, hey, what was that for? Thieves! The pirates yell as they all begin to flood from their ship and give chase, as Katara pulls on Naruto, urging them to run. Naruto is in surprise, muttering under his breath, but I covered my tracks, just like Jiraiya-sensei said. But Sasuke yells, there's no time to think, just run! They do. Naruto is still confused. There's no way they should have found out that fast, but they run until they're in a corner, with all escape routes cut off. Sokka says, there's no way out. Anyone got any ideas? Naruto looks to the sides. He then tells Aang to create a dust storm. Aang nods as he jumps in the air, unleashing a massive air blast, kicking up all the dust in the immediate area. And Naruto yells, Shadow Clone Jutsu! And from the smoke, Sokka, Katara, Aang, and Naruto run past the pirates. As they get caught, the real ones are watching from the rooftops. As the pirates clear out, Sokka cheers. Man, Naruto, I really forget how useful your abilities are. Naruto groans. Yeah, thanks. I guess those guys were smarter than I thought, huh? The three are shocked at that response as Aang asks, Naruto, are you feeling okay? And Katara adds, yeah, after a compliment, you usually be all, well, duh, I'm going to be the next Hokage and stuff while posing. What's going on, Naruto? Naruto then pulls out the waterbending scroll that he stole from the pirates. And Sokka yells, it was you! Sokka then punches Naruto while he doesn't try to defend himself. And Sokka continues, you could have gotten us killed. What were you thinking, Naruto? Naruto stands up, clenching the scroll tight, as he states, it wasn't supposed to go like that. I even gave them a fake scroll. I did everything right. As Naruto says the words fake scroll, Katara's eyes open wide as Sokka yells, you did everything right, Naruto? You stole. What was right about that? No wonder those guys were after us. That scroll's probably worth a lot of money. Naruto tries to hand the scroll to Aang, but Katara grabs it, saying, okay, Sokka, that's enough. Yet Naruto stole the scroll, but where do you think those pirates got it from? They stole it from a waterbender. Sokka turns towards her, saying, and that's supposed to make it okay? Katara, you could have been hurt. Or worse. And Aang stands up, putting himself between the three that are arguing, as he states, I understand you're mad, Sokka, but just 2 days ago, Naruto saved all of our lives. Sokka then adds, yeah, then immediately put us in danger when he turned into a spirit. But Naruto states, yeah, but Sokka, that won't really be a problem anymore. Sokka then says, how do you know? Naruto tells him, let's get somewhere safe. I'll tell you later. Sokka groans, saying fine. They move back to the training grounds, and Naruto and Sokka purposefully work out on opposite sides of the lake to avoid each other, while Katara trains with Aang on the water whip. Aang masters it almost immediately, but Katara is distracted with her brother and Naruto fighting. She then tells Aang to keep practicing as she walks over to Naruto, who's sparring with the shadow clones. Naruto and his clone launch a Rasengan in unison, dispelling the clone and launching Naruto's body into a tree, knocking that tree over. When Katara walks over to him, she asks him is he okay. She notes that Naruto's bleeding, but he just gets up, saying, it's fine, I heal fast. Katara then apologizes, and Naruto's confused as he asks what for. It's his fault. He underestimated those guys. But she shakes her head no, saying, Naruto, I underestimated you. After you left to look for ramen, I grabbed that fake scroll you left. I didn't know it was part of your plan. If I had paid more attention, I would have noticed, and your plan would have worked. Naruto, instead of being frustrated or angry, cheers as he exclaims, I knew it! I knew those guys were dumb. I knew Pervy Sage didn't teach me wrong. All you gotta do is create a distraction and people won't notice when you take something. Katara notes, wait, so when you yelled at me in the store, that was you creating a distraction to steal the scroll? Naruto smiles, saying, yeah, Pervy Sage taught me that. He taught me how to better use my shadow clones. And speaking of him, I think I know some way to help you guys train your waterbending. Naruto then wipes the blood from his lips using his thumb. He smiles, forming hand signs at high speeds, as he yells, summoning jutsu! Again, summoning Gamakichi, but this time also Gamatsu. He turns saying, yo, Naruto, what's up? Katara is shocked. That frog talked. How does that frog talk? Naruto scratches the back of his head, saying, Katara, a few weeks ago, we fought a giant water dragon. This isn't that surprising. But his name is Gamakichi, by the way, and the yellow one is Gamatsu. As Gamatsu was introduced, he gets distracted by a fly and runs off. As Naruto continues, and I remembered that their dad uses water style. He's basically like the best water style user I've ever seen. And I thought that he would be good at it too. Plus, Gamakichi's surprisingly good at describing things. Gamakichi then jumps on Naruto's head to rest for a bit, as he says, yeah, I'm good, depending on what you need help with. Katara is a little distracted by the yellow frog, who's acting like a regular frog, as she states, I needed help with my waterbending. Gamakichi looks confused. Waterbending? What is that? Is that a new type of jutsu or something? If I don't get it, I can't help you. She then points to Aang, who is pushing and pulling the water while using the water whip. As she gets frustrated watching it, just how good Aang is, she says, waterbending gives us the ability to connect with the water and have it aid us in our day-to-day life. We rise with the tide and we fall with the shadows, making us one with the element of water. I think I could understand that. Gamakichi finishes her sentence as he thinks for a second. He says out loud, I think I get it. It's a bit different from what we ninjas use, but I think I can help you, especially since us frogs are born in the water. Here, show me what you got. Gamakichi hops over to Aang and Katara as she follows. They leave, and Gamakichi tells Naruto to keep an eye on his brother. Naruto says sure as he decides to train his chakra. He sees a waterfall and decides the best choice is to run up that waterfall. While sparring with the shadow clone, he then hears Sokka yell as he jumps over the waterfall. He rushes over to Sokka to see what's wrong, and it was just Gamatsu jumping on his back while eating a fly. Naruto then asks Sokka if he's okay, and Sokka just says, why do you care? Naruto tells him, look, man, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to put you guys' life in danger. I was trying to help Baldy and Katara train. They needed that scroll, and I would have talked it through with you, but I didn't see a better opportunity. I didn't think they would notice the fake scroll I left in its place. I figured we'd be long gone before they'd even find out. Sokka stands up. Well, you must have been too obvious. Those guys didn't really strike me as the observant type. Naruto smiles. Well, I was definitely good enough to trick your sister. She grabbed the fake scroll in its place, and that tipped off the pirates. I tried my best. I did everything my master taught me. I was super careful. I just need us to be stronger. Sokka stands up as he says, Naruto, you're already so strong. Why are you trying so hard? And Naruto touches the seal on his stomach as he states, because next time we're in a jam, the fox told me I can't use his power. I thought throughout this whole thing it would be easy if I just lied on the fox, but he said if I use it, I won't be able to come back. The fox will have full control of my body. So we need to be stronger as a team so we can bail each other out. Sokka stands up, looking Naruto in the eyes as Naruto continues. And I know that if Sakura or Kakashi Sensei, or even that jerk Sasuke, if they were here, they would have found something else. They would have did something else. They're way better ninja than I am. And I need to improve. So when I go back home, I can show them all the improvement I've made, and there'll be no doubt who's the next Hokage. Sokka places his hand on Naruto's shoulder as he states, well then, let's get training, Naruto. As the two boys begin running around, Zuko and Iroh have never changed course in search of a lotus tile. Instead, the two focus and train their minds to be ready for the next encounter with Naruto and Aang. Zuko sits and meditates as Iroh gives instruction. The spirit boy, his name was Naruto, and inside of him is a kitsune, a spirit of great power, highly adept in misdirection. The boy on his own is powerful, but losing to him doesn't guarantee your death. The spirit, on the other hand, it does. This is the threat you face, Zuko. This is the challenge you must overcome in your journey. Zuko, still meditating, speaks softly. But how, Uncle? Last time we fought, I froze. Iroh takes a deep breath, and as he exhales, the flames around Zuko rise and then settle. And Iroh sits before him. The spirit is a being of pure rage, rage that far surpasses your own. If you confront him with hatred in your heart, fear in your head, you will lose, Zuko. But the boy's heart, it tempers the spirit's soul, for their souls are connected. If you can temper your own rage, if you can fight with a clear mind, You won't have to face the spirit. You might not have to face the boy, neither. Zuko opens his eyes, growing slightly frustrated, as he states, conflict will be inevitable, Uncle. As long as he sides with the Avatar, he will be my enemy. Iroh sits, and he asks, Zuko, this doesn't have to be the path you choose. You can find peace if you just try to understand who you really should be fighting. Zuko stands. No, you don't understand, Uncle. You never do. You always preach these concepts of peace. But how can I find peace if I stand against my father? He's a great man. His mission will bring peace to the world. And once I deliver him the Avatar, he'll finally be able to complete that mission. Now Iroh stands, greeting his nephew in the eyes. What a great man challenged his own son to an Agni Kai, leaving him permanently scarred. Look at yourself, Zuko. Your father did this to you. My brother banished a child on that fool's quest. Zuko gets in his uncle's face. My father knew the Avatar would return. This mission isn't for fools. It's to prove I deserve my honor. I deserve a seat at my father's side as the next Fire Lord. It's my destiny. And once I have the Avatar, I will prove it. Zuko then walks past his uncle as Iroh yells, but why? Why put yourself through this? My brother is not the all-seeing power you think he is. You need to start thinking for yourself, Zuko. What do you want from life and why? Zuko just walks out the room as he says, I want my destiny. Iroh yells down the hall. What that means is up to you. But Zuko just keeps walking, ignoring his uncle Iroh, as he just stands there, alone, watching as his nephew grows further and further and further away from him. As the moon rises, Katara continues to train with Gamakichi. He tells her that she's too stiff. She needs to imitate the movements of water and stop thinking about the scroll. She throws her hands up in the air as she yells, you keep saying that, but I don't understand what it means. Gamakichi then grabs a rock and throws it into the water. And he says, there, see, that's what I mean. The water deals with a lot, but it always reforms. It moves back and forth, carrying on with the waves as if nothing ever happened. It never locks up unless it needs to. It adjusts to the situation. It changes. You can never tell. But that stone just raised that water's level. So stop thinking about that dumb scroll. You need to fluidly adjust your mind to think like water. So just think about what you want the water to do and bring your body to do it. She takes a deep breath and tries imagining the water whip striking her enemy in front of her. She does what she was instructed to do, bringing her body close to the center, breathing, extending her arm as if it were striking the enemy, and the water carries and follows her trail of movement until whoosh. I don't have a whip sound effect, but you know, she did the water whip, is all I'm trying to say. She did it. Gamakichi's a good teacher. And you know what? I think that's where we're going to end this one for today. So, did you like it? Did you hate it? What you rate it? This one was a little lackluster, but what I wanted from this part was what a few parts in the future will not give us. A good relationship between our main cast. And I'm not saying that the later episodes don't have any character building or character flaws that are introduced or explained or stuff like that. I'm saying that they're very inconsequential to the main story of the series, which is why the next few episodes are going to be kind of through real quick, because there's not much that I can do that would change with Naruto's inclusion. And I'm pretty sure that all of you, much like me, really just want to get into Naruto and Toph and then the big battle at the water temple, because that stuff's gonna be dope. So I feel like we should just kind of rush through like the jet, the divide, all that stuff right there, because it's just kind of inconsequential to the main story, and there's nothing that's going to change much with the actual story. I know that people love the Secret Tunnel song, so you know what? I'll play it at some point throughout the next video. It'll be your job to figure out where it's at. And if you do, I'll think of something to give you. If it's not brownie points, I'll bake you a fucking cake or something. I don't know. Probably not, because I think it's illegal to send a cake somewhere. I don't know, man. Life is weird. The states are weird. Life. But what my plan is for the next few parts of the series, if I'm not either just going to rush through the next, like, I think 4 or 5 episodes because they're just inconsequential, I could do like a really quick video where I just kind of go through like some main topics and main points that might change with Naruto's inclusion. It just depends on what you want. Do you want like a short video that goes through like those 5 episodes in like 15 minutes? Or do you want me to just go right to the water temple episode? Because honestly, it's all up to you what you want. If you don't say anything, and if you don't get to this part in this video to let me know what you want, then I'm just going to go right to the water temple episode. If you do tell me that you want the, that you want the quick 15-minute video that's describing everything that happens in those few 5 episodes that might change with Naruto, just type it in the comments. If not, you can just leave it blank. Honestly, it's all good. I just really want to get to like the interesting parts of this story so that we can actually finish this one too. Other than that, I love y'all. Stay healthy, stay clean, stay bright, stay shiny. OnoKage out. Peace.
Nobody speak, nobody get choked. If you run the home, it's gonna get smoked. No time for the lame ass jokes. I'm the GOAT. You a gringo when that story's been told. I make money moves, controlling every view. Oh no, you got hella proof, but no one's helping you. What's wrong? Now you on your own, you really want to smoke. Oh no, Chico really done did wrong. What's wrong? The hollow meta in the sky list, bro. Keep talking crazy, I might go post though. Always trouble when they go too far. Nobody mess with me familiar. Father.
I heard if you don't listen to the Tanjiro song, demons will eat your family. So listen to it. Please save your family's lives. That's all. Have a nice day.